Hello there and welcome to RajyaSabhaTV. I'm Tina Jha with news tonight. Before we go over to the headlines, RajyaSabhaTV appeals to all its viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and maintain physical distancing while stepping outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. And now over to the top stories of the day. Emphasizing measurement and standards, Prime Minister Modi lays foundation stone of National Environment Standards Laboratory, dedicates National Atomic Time Scale to the nation. India's largest inoculation campaign to start soon. Prime Minister Modi congratulates Indian scientists and technicians for developing Made in India COVID vaccines. India's vaccine has increased hope for other nations. Vice President Venkaiah Naidu says indigenous vaccine captures spirit of self-reliant India and benefits humanity. Seventh meeting between centre and farmers concludes. No consensus yet on agricultural reform laws and MSP issue. The next round of talks to take place on the 8th of January. An intermittent rain in Delhi NCR. Met Department predicts cold wave in North India from Thursday. Issues alert for heavy rain and snowfall in the hilly areas. India is all set to begin the world's biggest inoculation drive against coronavirus, said Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Monday. Delivering the inaugural address at the National Meteorology Conclave, he praised Indian scientists and technicians for the Made in India vaccines and said the country is proud of them. The Prime Minister also dedicated National Atomic Time Scale and Bharatiya Nirdeshak Dravya Pranali to the nation and laid the foundation stone of National Environmental Standards Laboratory through video conferencing. Here's a report. Prime Minister Narendra Modi has said India is on the threshold of starting the largest vaccination program in the world. Addressing the National Meteorology Conclave on Monday, he said the entire country is indebted to our scientists and technicians.
नया साल अपने साथ एक और बड़ी उपलब्धि लेकर आया है। भारत के वैज्ञानिकों ने एक नहीं दो मेड इन इंडिया कोविड वैक्सीन विकसित करने में सफलता पाई है। भारत में दुनिया का सबसे बड़ा कोविड वैक्सीन प्रोग्राम भी शुरू होने जा रहा है। इसके लिए देश को अपने वैज्ञानिकों के योगदान पर बहुत गर्व है। हर देशवासी आप सभी वैज्ञानिकों का, टेक्नीशियनों का, सबका कृतज्ञ है।
The Prime Minister urged CSIR to interact with school students to raise awareness about the institute. He said this will inspire and motivate them to become scientists in future.
हमारे युवा आज CSIR जैसे संस्थानों के बारे में और ज्यादा जानना समझना चाह रहे हैं। इसलिए मैं चाहूंगा कि CSIR के वैज्ञानिक देश के ज्यादा से ज्यादा स्कूलों के साथ, छात्र छात्राओं के साथ संवाद करें। कोरोना काल के अपने अनुभवों को और इस शोध क्षेत्र में किए गए कामों को नई पीढ़ी से साझा करें। इससे आने वाले कल में आपको युवा वैज्ञानिकों की नई पीढ़ी तैयार करने में, उन्हें प्रेरित करने में बड़ी मदद मिलेगी.
The Prime Minister urged everyone to move forward in the direction of new standards and benchmarks towards evolving an Atmanirbhar Bharat. He said the country has new challenges and goals.
आज का भारत पर्यावरण की दिशा में दुनिया का नेतृत्व करने की तरफ बढ़ रहा है. लेकिन एयर क्वालिटी और एमिशन को मापने की टेक्नोलॉजी से लेकर टूल्स तक हम दूसरों पर निर्भर रहे हैं. आज इसमें भी आत्मनिर्भरता के लिए हमने एक बड़ा कदम उठाया है. इससे भारत में प्रदूषण से निपटने के लिए ज्यादा सस्ते और प्रभावी सिस्टम तो विकसित ही होंगे, साथ में एयर क्वालिटी और एमिशन से जुड़ी टेक्नोलॉजी के ग्लोबल मार्केट में भी भारत की हिस्सेदारी बढ़ जाएगी. हमारे वैज्ञानिकों के ही सतत प्रयासों से भारत आज ये उपलब्धि हासिल कर रहा है.
The National Atomic Timescale generating an accuracy of 2.8 nanoseconds to the nation.
The Prime Minister expressed happiness over CSIR NPL National Atomic Timescale that he dedicated to the nation. He said India has become self-reliant in measuring the time within the range of a nanosecond.
मेड इन इंडिया की न केवल ग्लोबल डिमांड हो, बल्कि ग्लोबल एक्सेप्टेंस भी हो, ये हमें सुनिश्चित करना है. हमें ब्रांड इंडिया को क्वालिटी, क्रेडिबिलिटी के मजबूत स्तंभों पर और मजबूत बनाना है.
The conclave was organized by the Council of Scientific and Industrial Research National Physics Laboratory on its 75th year of inception. The theme is Meteorology for the Inclusive Growth of the Nation. Union Minister Dr. Harshvardhan and Principal Scientific Advisor Dr. Vijay Raghavan were also present on the occasion. Bureau Report, RajyaSabhaTV. Union Health Minister Dr. Harshvardhan has praised Indian scientists for their efforts in developing vaccines against COVID-19. He said the efforts of the scientists have finally paid off as 2 coronavirus vaccines have been developed at record speed and granted authorization in India. Paving the way for a massive inoculation drive, the Drug Controller General of India on Sunday approved the emergency use of both Oxford AstraZeneca's Covishield and Bharat Biotech's Covaxin for immunization against COVID-19 in the country.
The Herculean efforts made by our scientists have finally paid off. And we can see in every field, the whole world acknowledges what India has been able to achieve. You consider any parameter, you will find that India has fared much better than most of the countries of the whole world, including the developed world. Today we have several vaccines that have been developed across the world, 2 of which have been developed at a record-breaking speed and granted authorization in India. And yesterday we enjoyed that privileged moment when the Drug Controller of India had announced to the whole nation and to the whole world. And this authorization got applauded by the World Health Organization within no time.
The DCGI said both firms submitted data on their trial runs and were granted permission for restricted use. Covishield was recommended for emergency use on the 1st of January, while Covaxin was recommended for restricted use on the 2nd of January. Both vaccines need to be administered in 2 doses and stored at temperatures between 2 and 8 degrees Celsius. The World Health Organization has welcomed India's decision to give emergency use authorization to COVID-19 vaccines, saying it will help intensify and strengthen its fight against the ongoing pandemic. Vice President M. Venkaiah Naidu also welcomed the emergency authorization of the 2 COVID-19 vaccines in India. He hailed it as India's leap of science that benefits the humanity at large. He said, this is an indication of how Atmanirbhar Bharat, a self-reliant India, can benefit not only the Indians but humanity as a whole. Referring to the devastating effects of COVID-19, the Vice President said, vaccines are the only armor to return to a life of safety. He called the success of scientific efforts to come out with vaccines as the victory of science. The Vice President said India's emergency use of 2 vaccines for restricted use is the first step in the graded approach to get rid of the disease. It is a part of a multi-option strategy to insulate as many people as required against the disease. The Vice President also said that India's spirited efforts offer hope to many people across the globe, adding that it confers on our country the leadership role in the fight against the most dreaded health challenge of the last 100 years since the Spanish flu. Taking to social media, the Vice President hailed the national resolve in containing the spread of COVID-19 and called for the same spirit in taking the vaccine as well to the people. He said the government is working out modalities to take the vaccine to the people, starting with the high-risk medical staff and the frontline warriors. Amid concerns over the indigenous coronavirus vaccine developed by Hyderabad-based Bharat Biotech, the company's management said on Monday that they have done 18 clinical trials globally over time and that it is one of the safest vaccine makers. On the allegations of data availability of Covaxin, Bharat Biotech Chairman Krishna Ella said, Covaxin is in no way inferior to the other vaccines developed by other countries like Pfizer. He said the efficacy data is not available right now and that the 3rd phase trial data will be revealed by February or March. He also said Covaxin is currently undergoing phase 3 clinical trials with 24,000 volunteers. Bharat Biotech also said that they are setting up 4 vaccine manufacturing facilities with a combined capacity of 700 million doses per annum.
We are not a true Indian company. We are a truly global company. We are doing a trial, multi-countries in the world, that people should not accuse us we don't know the clinical research experience. And I think, we are touching 123 countries globally. So it's very important for us. What we do in India is a reflection of the globally also. It's very, very important for us.
The BJP, meanwhile, has criticized the opposition parties for doing politics over the development of COVID vaccines. Addressing the media in Delhi, BJP spokesperson Sambit Patra said that it is very painful that such kind of politics is being done over corona vaccine. He questioned why the Congress party is not happy over the development of 2 vaccines, which in fact is a big achievement for the country.
तो विदेश के अखबारों में कई जगह छपा हुआ है कि भारत ने इंडिजिनस वैक्सीन तो बनाया, किंतु भारत के अंदर इसको लेकर द्वंद्व हो रहा है. इससे लाभ किसको होगा? इससे लाभ विदेशी ताकतों को होगा. इससे लाभ बाहरी लोगों को होगा. इससे हानि किसको होगा? इससे हानि हमारे देश को होगा, हमारे देश के वैज्ञानिकों के बल को होगा, उनके आत्मबल को होगा, आत्मविश्वास को होगा. आखिर कांग्रेस और ये ऑपोजिशन पार्टी जो भारत के वैज्ञानिक हैं, भारत के साइंटिस्ट हैं, उनके आत्मबल को, उनके कॉन्फिडेंस को तोड़ना क्यों चाहती है? क्या कारण है?
India continues its streak of low daily new cases with only 16,504 positive cases and 214 new deaths reported in the last 24 hours. With 19,557 recoveries also reported in the same period, the number of total recovered patients in the country has crossed 99.5 lakh, which is the highest in the world. The recovery rate has further gone up to 96.19%. The total cases in the country stand at 1.03 crore, which include 2,43,000 active cases and 1,49,000 deaths. India's total tests have crossed 17.5 crore. 1 crore tests were conducted in the last 11 days. 7,35,978 samples were tested in the last 24 hours. Talking about states, Kerala continues to report the maximum daily new cases, numbering 4,600 in the last 24 hours. Maharashtra recorded 3,282 new cases, while West Bengal reported 896 new cases on Sunday. 16.35% of the new fatalities reported are from the state of Maharashtra, which reported 35 new deaths. West Bengal and Kerala registered 26 and 25 new deaths respectively in the same period. And the Union Health Ministry said on Monday that 9 more patients have been found positive with the new UK coronavirus variant. So with this, the number of people infected with the mutant variant of SARS-CoV-2 virus has reached 38 in the country. The mutated UK strain was detected in 10 samples at NIMHANS Bengaluru, 3 at CCMB Hyderabad, 5 in NIV Pune, 11 in IGIB Delhi, 8 in NCDC New Delhi, and 1 in NCBG Kolkata. Positive samples of all UK returnees are being tested at 10 government laboratories for genome sequencing. And schools in many states reopened on Monday with strict COVID-19 regulations, including face masks, temperature checks, hand hygiene, and of course, social distancing. Schools reopened for classes 9 and 10 in Maharashtra's Aurangabad, Nagpur, and Pune with COVID-19 restrictions. Down south in Kerala, colleges and universities reopened partially from Monday with COVID protocols and precautions well in place. Physical classes restarted for the final year undergrad and postgrad students. Schools for classes 10 and 12 had resumed on the 1st of January in the state. Schools in Kerala, as in the other parts of the country as well, remain closed since the coronavirus-led lockdown in March. Schools also reopened in Bihar and Puducherry after over 9 months. Physical classes were held for students from classes 1 to 12 in Puducherry with strict adherence to safety norms. Half-day classes from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. will be held till the 18th of January, after which full-day classes will resume. The next round of talks between the central government and farmer unions will take place on the 8th of January. On Monday, Union Agriculture Minister Narendra Singh Tomar, Commerce and Food Minister Piyush Goyal, and Minister of State for Commerce Som Prakash held talks with the representatives of 40 farmer unions on 3 farm laws in the national capital. The Agriculture Minister said today's talks were held in a cordial atmosphere and he hoped for a meaningful discussion during the next meeting. The minister also insisted that these laws are beneficial in the interest of the farmers.
किसान यूनियन के साथ चर्चा हुई और भारत सरकार के 2 कानून नए और 1 संशोधन, ऐसे जो 3 कानूनों के बारे में चर्चा चलती है, उस पर हम लोग चाहते थे कि यूनियन क्लॉज वाइज चर्चा करें, जिससे कि उसमें से रास्ता निकालने में आगे बढ़ सके। इसी पर बात चलती रही। थोड़ा बहुत बात एमएसपी पर भी हुई, लेकिन आज हम कोई निर्णय तक नहीं पहुंच सके और इसलिए यूनियन और सरकार दोनों ने मिलकर तय किया कि 8 तारीख को पुनः 2 बजे बैठेंगे और इस चर्चा को आगे बढ़ाएंगे। चर्चा में स्वाभाविक रूप से माहौल अच्छा था, लेकिन एक्ट रिपील पर अड़े रहने के कारण कोई रास्ता बन नहीं पाया। लेकिन मुझे आशा है कि जिस प्रकार की बातचीत आज हुई है, उस हिसाब से अगली बैठक में सार्थक चर्चा होगी और संभवतः हम लोग समाधान तक पहुंच पाएंगे।
Moving on, the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament met on Monday. It was briefed by the representatives of Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises. The committee is headed by Congress MP Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary. Here's a detailed report. Based on a CAG report, the Public Accounts Committee of Parliament was briefed by representatives of the Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises on the functioning of Credit Guarantee Fund Trust for micro and small enterprises. The Credit Guarantee Fund scheme for micro and small enterprises was launched for collateral-free credit to the micro and small enterprises sector. Both existing and new enterprises are eligible under the scheme. The MSME Ministry and Small Industries Development Bank of India established a trust named Credit Guarantee Fund Trust to implement the Credit Guarantee Fund scheme for micro and small enterprises. Till 31st of March 2019, the trust issued 29,79,000 guarantee covers amounting to 1,51,484 crore rupees. Constituted every year, the Public Accounts Committee has 22 members, 15 from Lok Sabha and not more than 7 from the Rajya Sabha. Priti Mishra's report for RajyaSabhaTV. And on the weather front, North India witnessed an intense wet spell accompanied with thunderstorm, lightning and hailstorm at isolated places. Several parts of Delhi NCR witnessed moderate to heavy rainfall on Monday. Dense fog also enveloped parts of the national capital, lowering visibility to 50 meters at Safdarjung. The minimum temperature rose to 11.4 degrees Celsius due to a cloud cover. The Met Department has said that strong winds and showers are likely to continue in the national capital until Tuesday.
बाकी जो वेस्टर्न डिस्टर्बेंस का जो एक्टिविटी चल रहा है, तो जैसे बोले थे पंजाब, हरियाणा, दिल्ली, पश्चिम उत्तर प्रदेश, ये सारा जगह में एक्टिविटी हो रहा है. लेकिन जो पीक एक्टिविटी आज और काल जो है रहेगा मेनली वेस्टर्न हिमालयन, जो हमारा पश्चिम हिमालय का जो पहाड़ी इलाका है, जैसे जम्मू कश्मीर, हिमाचल प्रदेश, उत्तराखंड, उसमें एक्टिविटी नहीं हुआ इंटेंस अभी तक. तो वो शुरू हो रहा है. आज हेवी रेन स्नो आज उम्मीद है सारा एरिया में, कल भी है. और जो बाकी प्लेन से पंजाब में अभी तक हेवी रेनफॉल नहीं हुआ, लेकिन आज हो जाएगा शाम को, आज और कल सुबह. दिल्ली में लाइट टू मॉडरेट रेन रहेगा. अभी जो इंटेंस हुआ था कल, ऐसे वाली होने वाली बात नहीं है. और क्लाउडी वेदर रहेगा. आज नाइट में एक स्पेल अगर ड्रिजिल हो जाए वही है, और कल भी होगा ड्रिजिल सुबह.
Several parts of Punjab and Haryana also experienced overnight rains on Sunday. The weather agency has predicted cold to severe cold wave conditions at isolated places over Punjab, Haryana and also North Rajasthan from the 7th of January.
अभी बाकी ये सिस्टम सारा मूव हो रहा है. बाय 7th मॉर्निंग कुछ नहीं रहेगा, क्लियर मतलब हो जाएगा वेदर. सिस्टम जो है लेस मार्क होगा. उसके बाद जो कोल्ड वेव है वो अभी विंड का जो कंडीशन है सपोर्ट नहीं कर रहा है. टेम्परेचर गिरेगा. जैसे दिल्ली का 11-12 चल रहा है, दिल्ली का 6-7 आएगा 8 तारीख को, 7 तारीख की रात को. लेकिन कोल्ड वेव नहीं होगा, 4 डिग्री वाला नहीं होगा 9 जनवरी तक. उसके बाद कोल्ड वेव बन सकता है. पंजाब हरियाणा में यही हाल है, कोल्ड वेव नहीं होगा 7-8 तक. बाद में वी आर मॉनिटरिंग.
Meanwhile, fresh snowfall occurred in Himachal Pradesh, the higher reaches of Uttarakhand and also the Kashmir Valley. In Himachal, the Meteorological Department has issued a yellow warning for thunderstorm, lightning in the plains and low hills, and for heavy rain and snowfall in the mid-hills on Tuesday. It has also issued an orange warning for heavy snowfall in the high hills on the 5th of January. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will inaugurate the Kochi-Mangaluru natural gas pipeline on Tuesday via video conferencing. Built by GAIL India Private Limited, the 450-kilometer-long pipeline has the transportation capacity of 12 million metric standard cubic meters per day. The pipeline will carry natural gas from Kochi to Mangaluru. The project is worth 3,000 crore rupees and will supply environment-friendly and affordable fuel in the region. It is also aimed at reducing air pollution. World Braille Day is observed on the 4th of January every year to mark the birth anniversary of Louis Braille. World Braille Day aims to raise awareness about the importance of Braille as a means of communication for blind and partially sighted people. Louis Braille invented a unique system of reading and writing by touch for the visually impaired people. Braille is a tactile representation of alphabetic and numerical symbols using 6 dots. These 6 dots are also used to represent musical notes, mathematical and scientific symbols. And that's it from us in this bulletin. But before we leave, we once again appeal to all our viewers to stay safe from the COVID-19 pandemic. Wear face masks, wash hands and face regularly, and don't forget to maintain physical distancing whenever you step outside. Remember, these simple precautions are all that it takes to defeat the pandemic. Good night, and thank you very much for your time.